Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Haven't we got a massive show tonight? Two of the stars of Australian boxing, two-time Australian champion, Tayla Harris, and of course, a newly crowned WBA Oceania champion and will be world rated very soon, Faris LeFox Chevalier. Welcome to the KO Boxing Show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, great to be on the show.
No, great to have you on. Let's go over you first, Faris. Congratulations on that win against Blake Caparello. I mean, 4 years out of the game, 5 weeks notice, off the couch, as they say. You know, you can make a movie of this. This is like Cinderella Man or something. Then no one gives you a chance. You travel into the champion's backyard. He's number 3 in the world, most avoided boxer in Australia. No one wants to fight Blake. I mean, Blake's so hard to beat. Yet you go into his backyard and you win convincingly. How did that feel? Was that a Toyota I got you moment there?
Oh, it's incredible, feeling for me. Like you say, it's like a movie, you know. I got called out of nowhere to fight him, and we took the challenge and we got the win, you know. It's just unreal.
There's names now mentioned like Anthony Yarde, Callum Johnson, Lyndon Arthur, Budu Jack, Juan Pascal. These guys, possibility, you could be getting your Rocky shot. Will you go overseas and fight for a world title? How would that feel?
Oh, that to have this opportunity again to fight overseas and take one of the number one, that's what I want, you know. That's I want to keep the momentum, you know. It'd be great to have this opportunity, and okay. I feel strong for it.
Tayla, let's get on to you. Obviously, you're a professional footballer, but you're also a professional boxer. You're a 2-time Australian champion. You've been over to the Mayweather gym with Faris, who's your trainer, and I mean, you impressed the Mayweathers, which is a big deal. I mean, they see a lot of talent coming through, and you are an athlete. So it must be kind of a strange mix for you because you probably want to throw yourself into boxing, but you also love your football and you're a professional footballer. So how do you mix that up?
Well, I feel like I'm fortunate because I can, considering the short season that AFLW is at the moment. I can do both, and I can happily do both. They both add a lot of value to each other, and physically, of course, but mentally, particularly, I've got a bit of an edge in both sports because of the other sport. So I like to see the advantages in that. Of course, it would be great to be able to contribute 100% to boxing if I could, or 100% to footy if I could, but I'm really happy doing both and getting the most out of myself in both sports. One day, perhaps I will have to choose, but that's not today. So I'm just going to keep doing both and enjoying it and having fun. And as you said, I went to America and got to train at the Mayweather gym, and Jeff was awesome, and I can't wait to get back over there, or maybe he comes here and we train together again. Faris and I had a great time over there and learnt like so much. In a week, we learnt more than you could ever learn. So that was awesome, and we're still in contact with Jeff, and he's one of the best trainers in the world, of course. So that was an amazing experience.
No, he is. How did you find the experience of going to Vegas? Obviously, Faris was there as well. What was different about Vegas compared to, say, training in Melbourne or training in Brisbane?
I think obviously just the standard, of course. It's quite easy to liken it to Australian football if you were playing in another country and then you come over here to, where it all began and where it is just, it's like a religion here, footy. So it's the same thing with boxing in America. So when you go over there, you're just going to the absolute best, you train with the best, you train by the best. So that's what we wanted to do. We thought it was, quite obvious to get over there at some point in our careers. And it was a really fun and really cool camp that we got to do. Nike was involved at some point. So and we both love Nike. So that was really cool too.
Oh, awesome. Let's go over some of the, the champions in your kind of division or on the platform for you. There's Clarissa Shields, who's a massive superstar of boxing, and there's Savannah Marshall. I mean, these girls are full-time. One day, would you eventually, like Faris can answer this as well, to groom yourself to be able to fight one of these girls?
Yeah, I think with the guidance of my team, for sure, I certainly have the mental strength to get there and be the best fighter and give myself every chance. I believe that I could match it with them. Everyone's human. Everyone, whoever works hardest. And I believe no one can work harder than I can. So, I definitely one day, hopefully have the opportunity when it's the right time. Of course, there's, timing is everything in this sport, and you sometimes only get one chance. So when that chance comes, I'll be ready, and Faris and I will, take on the world.
Well, you've got LeFox in the corner. We know how Faris rolls. He just goes in, gets the gold and rolls back home. He's a cool cat.
Yeah.
So you're a great one in the corner. We got to meet your parents too, Warren and Lisa. Your father loves his Muay Thai, and he's having a Muay Thai fight coming up. So it must be supportive to have parents that really 100% support you in football and boxing.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. My parents have been unbelievable since I was really young. They encouraged me to do whatever it was that made me happy. And obviously boxing and footy was the final two that I ended up going with. But yeah, Dad obviously has a passion for boxing and football, but boxing particularly. So he loves to see me achieve things in that sport. But then also, Mum, as much as it's not her favorite thing to watch me do, she's there no matter what, and she's supporting me. So yeah, I'm very fortunate.
I just want to ask a simple fan question here. For you guys growing up, who are your idols as far as boxing's concerned? Faris, who was your idol? Because I'd like to know that.
In boxing, I think, is Floyd Mayweather was for me. Floyd Mayweather and Sweet Pea Whitaker were my two favorite boxers. And
for you, Tayla?
Well, I think probably from a different angle, and because I didn't really watch boxing growing up so much, as a fan, I was probably more looking at the way people went about things out of the ring. And Anthony Joshua, for me, when he lost against Andy Ruiz, the way he made sure that the publicity and everything was directed for Andy, as opposed to, about him losing, was pretty special. And I found that really respectful. And that's the way I would like to be if there was ever a situation where I had to, react in a way that was the right way. I wouldn't want to be a bad representative for the sport. So I like the way he goes about things.
Oh, awesome. Now, obviously football, getting ready, you wake up, you've got a morning game or whatever, and then you wake up and you've got a boxing fight. Is it the same nerves and the same preparation for you waking up for a game of football as it is for a game of boxing?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's a little bit different. Obviously, when you get out to the footy field, you've got 20 or so other people that you can kind of blame if you don't get the win. And not that I do that, but it's when you're out in the field, you've got everyone you can rely on. But in the ring, it's me and Faris were in there, and I know he's in my corner, but for 2 minutes in each round, it's basically up to you. And that's the beauty of boxing. I think that's what I love about it. It's all you win. It's all you and your team. If you lose, it's everyone will still be in your corner.
There's no sub. There's no sub in boxing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can't sub in boxing. You have to fight.
Yeah. Very true, Faris. Very true. Now, both of you are great mates, and Faris is your trainer. Obviously, you've got a documentary coming up, and Faris is in Melbourne. He's part of the documentary with the boxing pads and training. Let us know a little bit about the documentary. What's going on?
Well, it's being filmed and it will be released on Amazon Prime Video at the end of the year. So keep an eye out for that. It's goes through all of my life and how I go about things. I think people will find it quite interesting because obviously I assume people assume what I'm like, as in I don't know what they think about me, but they're going to find out that I go about things and all I really care about is trying to be the best person I can and trying to make people happy around me, and whatever I can do to impact beyond just sport. Of course, I was gifted with, an athletic body, so I'll make the most of that. But I've got an opportunity to do more than just, punch people and kick a footy.
No, well said, Tayla. Well said. Now, Faris, you're in Melbourne. Do you love Melbourne? Because you're a Brisbane boy. You're a Brisbane person as well, Tayla. So you guys are in Melbourne now. Do you prefer Melbourne or Brisbane? Because I was up in Brisbane recently, and I love Brisbane better. It's so much more laid back. What about you guys?
We've been traveling so much back and forth between Brisbane, Melbourne, and they both feel home for me. I enjoy when I'm here. I love when I'm in Brisbane. We balance our training between both cities, so it's great for me. What about you?
Yeah, well, I moved to Melbourne 4 years ago to play football. It's the mecca of football, so it's where I like to be when football season, the men's season's on. You can jump on a train and go to any game, and I love that. Whereas in Brisbane, it's maybe every fortnight you get a game at the Gabba, but here you can go to any game you want. And yeah, of course, as a footy fan, it's the best place to be. But if the weather was, everyone complains about the weather, but if the weather was perfect, everyone would be here. So I don't mind, I don't mind being a little bit cold.
What's your favourite Melbourne thing to do, Tayla? What's about Melbourne that there's not Brisbane? I mean, do you do the you don't do the chapel laps where people just drive up and down Chapel Street waiting to be seen? You don't do that, do you?
No, I don't find myself doing that, but I love when the Australian Open's on. That's what one of my favourite parts of the year here in Melbourne. Of course, there's the Brisbane International, but the Australian Open, the tennis is, it's a pretty amazing place to be because there's these unbelievable athletes just
Favourite
here.
player? Who's your favourite? Not Ash Barty, is it?
Oh, I love Ash Barty because she's cool. She's a cool girl and just getting it done. Tsitsipas is cool. He's a cool guy.
It's my man, Tsitsipas. Yeah.
I like the way he goes about it. He gives a bit of character, and I actually really like Nick Kyrgios. He's of course misunderstood, but he brings character to the game, and he is a really genuine good person. But on the court, he unleashes, and I love that.
No, awesome. Thanks for being on the show, guys, and in your busy schedule. Good luck with this documentary. Faris, have you got anything to tell the fans before we leave? Because you're teasing us. You come, you steal a show, then you go missing. We want you. There's no more retirement, no more exile. We want to see LeFox take over here.
Look, all I can say is yes, we came, we took the show, and we're going to do it again. We did it in Bendigo. We want to do it again in Europe or in America. It's just wait for it. We're getting ready.
You'll have to come, Tayla, as well.
I'll be there.
Now, just
no doubt.
We sign the interview off on an important note. If you do go back to Vegas and as a training camp, you need to take me as your alarm clock, because if you need to get up at 5 or 5:30, that's the time I get to bed. So I can be knocking on your door saying, wake up, and then I can go to sleep. So
of course.
Okay?
All right. That's a deal. Sounds good.
All right, guys. All the best. Thank you for your time, and looking forward to an exciting part of your boxing careers.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Pete. Thanks a lot.